Thousands of years ago, a deadly disease called malaria caused a lot of deaths in Africa. After a long time of studying this disease, a very peculiar situation had occurred. A child who inherited a sickle hemoglobin gene, or crescent-shaped gene, was able to survive against malaria, grow up, and pass the gene to their offspring. As the survivors began to have kids, the parents passed on the sickle cell mutations. The children then showed the sickle cell disease. What the sickle cell disease is, it's a group of problems within the hemoglobin gene, aka the molecule in red blood cells that brings oxygen to other cells in the body. This is a little example I made that shows what I mean. What it does is sickle the red blood cells, thus causing them to break down too soon, which leads to anemia. The anemia will cause fatigue, shortened breaths, and slow growth and development in children. The red blood cells breaking down so fast could also cause yellowing of the skin and eyes. The main symptoms of this disease start in the early years of a child. These include a low number of red blood cells, aka anemia, repeating infections, and sometimes episodes of pain. In some cases, people have the calmer versions of these symptoms. In others, some people are hospitalized multiple times because of the more serious versions. Now, way back in the year of 1910, Dr. James Bryan Herrick first described the sickle cell disease. He noted it as peculiar, elongated, and sickle-shaped red blood corpuscles in a case of severe anemia. Jeez. Who would have thought that this discovery was made almost 100 years ago? In 1949, Linus Pauling first discovered which cell holds the defective gene. He said that mutations in the HBB gene can cause the sickle cell disease to take place. So if both parents carry a copy of the mutated gene, then the baby will have this disease too. Now, there are a couple kinds of treatments for the sickle cell disease. One of them is by rehydrating the patients with plenty of fluids and giving them oxygen when needed. Another possible treatment is an exchange transfusion, so the sickle cells are replaced with normal blood. And that's all there is to it. Now, the reasons why I chose to research this disease is because A, it looked like a very interesting disease to look up, and B, it seemed like the easiest topic to use this kind of presentation, namely machinima. So that's my report on the sickle cell disease, and I hope I get an A+. Nah, I'm just kidding. You can grade it however you want to grade it. Well, I've only got one word left to say. Later!
Save the planet from disaster.